A guy is driving down a deserted country road, gets a flat tire, goes to look for his jack to fix his tire and realizes he doesn't have one. But he remembers that about a mile back there was a farmhouse. So he walks back towards the farmhouse to ask to borrow his jack. As he starts walking, he starts building this whole story in his mind. What if this farmer laughs at me? What if he's really just not a nice guy? What if he charges me to use his jack? What if his jack is probably even broken? He's gotten himself so worked up that by the time he knocks on the door and the farmer goes, "Hey, how are you? How can I help?" The guy goes, "You know what? You can keep your stupid jack." Turns around and storms off. How often do we build up this narrative in a Brene Brown way, the story that I'm telling myself, that impacts our external world, but it's completely contrived in our own minds? In this week's Parshat Vayishlach, Yaakov, is about to see his brother for the first time in over 20 years. The last time they were together, Jacob was running away because he had stolen his birthright, deceived his father, and Esau wanted to kill him. And so now he's actually fearful that as he learns that Esau is approaching with 400 armed men, an army of people, that he might be getting what he deserves, that he's scared that his past is catching up with him, that even though God has promised to keep him safe, maybe he did something that impacted his safety. And so he sends gifts trying to ameliorate Esau. He divides his camp into two so that if one is attacked, the other can survive. And then on the eve of meeting Esau, the Rashbam asks, why is he wrestling with this mysterious figure? And it's because he wants to run away. He's built a narrative in his mind that is negatively impacting the world around him. But after spending the night wrestling and grappling and reimagining and understanding the reality of the situation, he understands a path forward. And that's when his name is changed to Israel, Yisrael, he who wrestles with God. So the lesson here is, even though the narrative sometimes in our minds can be negative, when we really work through it, we can understand and reinterpret the world around us and engage in a positive way. So let's focus on getting out of our heads and shifting the narrative into this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.